we make choices so often based off beauty and we just don't realize it. Sometimes it's more explicit than others. When I was like 13, my mom sat me down and she was like, just randomly, she was like, I'm gonna tell you something. You're not pretty. And then she paused and she's like, but you're not ugly either. She's like, you're very average, and I'll tell you what that means. She was like, this is what it means. It means you won't grow up to be pretentious because people won't give you everything, but you also won't have super low confidence because you're not ugly. And then she just left me like that. I was like 13. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And as I grew up, I don't know if it's because I internalized what she said, but I felt it, like how people treated me. It was like, you're not treated very well like the prettier friends, but also I don't feel that bad about myself because sometimes I get compliments. So it's just like, it just made me walk through the world and realize how people treat each other based off of it in like a really weird way. And it just stuck with me.
Debbie is saying, and like actually a lot of research talks about how much what you look like matters. In fact, I feel like all of TikTok, its only purpose is to address this issue. I don't know, do you see that?
TikTok is used basically thirst traps. For my For You page, like just a lot of conventionally attractive people, straight nose, well built, like that. That is all. And then if someone like who's like non-conventionally attractive posts something and puts like a caption of like, I feel very ugly, and then a lot of people comment like in a pretentious way, like, oh no, you're not, like, no, it's like, you're good. So like, you understand, like, TikTok is trying to like push a more of a conventionally attractive thing.
But what they just said, but TikTok also has the whole realm of people who are conventionally extremely unattractive, who their shtick on TikTok is, maybe it's like the physical deformity or something. Their shtick on TikTok is, I'm attractive even though the whole world knows I'm not attractive, but I am, and that's the shtick. And so it's almost like you either follow the line or you have to be so far outside of it and then mock all of that other stuff. But most of us are all in the average. We're all here. And yet, somehow we're wrestling with that.
I feel you're limiting beauty in such a way. I feel that every person might find another person attractive or not, depending on their own taste. If I bring a model and ask 100 people, I'm sure 10 or 5 will say that they don't see that person as attractive. So I feel where we come from and the people we see and the different tastes we have, that all depends, and we can't limit beauty just on physical features, because we've just been talking about like face and hair and things like that, and I feel like beauty is way more than that.
You looked at this photo and you're like, well, I see they're all beautiful women. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, they're not at all. Like, this is where we're all trapped in this world of social constructions. There's nothing about them that's beautiful other than the fact that people agree on the fact that we've consumed images so much in our lives that we agree on the quote-unquote social fact that they're all beautiful, when all it is just agreement. And so then everybody else is just measuring who they are and who their friends are according to these images that we all just sort of agree that there's no need to agree. And then we turn around and we all want to proclaim that we're free. Oh no, I come up with my own version of beauty. The fuck you do, right? You come up with the same vision of beauty as everybody else. And when you look in a mirror, we measure ourselves according to all those images that we've been consuming since day one, right? Way before Debbie and her mom had that conversation on the sofa. And so what we want to try to do is get outside of that.
My parents always hype me up, and I feel like it's just because of like the environment that I grew up in. I went to a predominantly white private college prep school my entire life, so I was the only black person, period, until like high school. So even though they really, tried to instill in me that I was beautiful no matter what, just being surrounded by white people all day, basically every day, really tainted my own self-image and like what was beautiful to me. Once I reached like middle school, I started straightening my hair every day and stuff, and I would bring like a flat iron literally to school if I didn't think my hair was bone straight enough. Always wanted to be able to like flip my hair and like have a ponytail and do like all of that stuff and like run my fingers like through my hair and everything. And so until I'm 22, so whenever I was 20, that's when I stopped straightening my hair. I do it occasionally, but that's when I really started to wear it natural, and I think I really had to confront myself and literally untrain myself of thinking with like a Eurocentric ideology and really kind of shift my mindset. And it's not, like I still am working on that as well. Like I still really do kind of fall in sometimes into thinking that like for special occasions I have to straighten my hair or something like that. And I feel like now like my like how I see beauty is like definitely more broad. Like I can appreciate, you know, white people, but I also have a newfound appreciation. And since like being able to see the beauty in people with curly hair, whether it's like type 4C or like 3A or like whatever, and even seeing that within myself, like doing protective styling and everything, like just like kind of like really having to work hard as a Black woman growing up in that kind of environment to get those kinds of thoughts out of my mind and really understand that beauty isn't what I was just seeing every day.
But your example about being in this space and just seeing all of these faces reflected back to you, and then there's a certain standard. Well, what it made me think of is, I tell this to Sam all the time, like I'm around people who are 20 all the time, and I go into the bathroom and I see my face and I'm like, oh, what is that? That's not what I thought I looked like. And that is really interesting because I'm not seeing reflected back to me faces that look like mine, so I have nothing to compare who I am to, right? And at the same time, I just see beauty, this utter beauty in every single face that is in their 20s. I will just say that to you because it's like, oh my God, look at I can go to all the things, but like their skin and their hair and their nose and their eyes, and oh, I know that person doesn't think they're attractive, but look at how perfect their face is, right? So it's from a different demographic. You have a different view of yourself, obviously, and the people around you. And I think Sam is beautiful. Not because he's my husband, but because there's a different beauty standard that has come into focus, right? So there's so many ways to see when you're standing in different places, and that's what we're actually trying to see, what people see, as opposed to what we've been told to see.